prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as.
Look at the shields on the mark themselves.
Oh my god, the ball is gonna take him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the IGN Pro League, brought to you by myself, Total Biscuit.
And me, the Apollo.
Welcome to the crevasse. It is chill. It is a little bit awful, honestly, when it comes to a holiday destination. I wouldn't want to be here. It's not much of a habitat. It's very barren.
And indeed, and it does look like that. Nice to have fun thrown out. Very kind to do so by ThorZaIN. Having fun rather than good luck.
Yeah, that's starting to become standard right now. You don't want to wish your opponent good luck, and you can't really say bad luck, have fun, though. That would be actually good. I'd be a fan of that one as a greeting one, as BLHFT.
Yeah, bad luck. Hope you go out.
I bring you the one and only ThorZaIN from Team Mouse Sports. He is in the blue trunks, and he is playing down to the northwest of this, the crevasse, versus his opponent from Team FX. So it's the one and only mOoNan. He is in the red trunks, and he is also playing Terran to the northeast.
And as we mentioned in the introduction, both of these players probably TVT their strongest matchup. And so it's going to be an exciting game for sure. On the other hand, well, ThorZaIN really is so smart. His decision-making is actually like second to none. Split decisions all the time, extremely accurate as well. We'll have to see what we're going to open up with here. Most likely on this map, be going for some kind of fast expansion, as you can already see. Here we have Moments saving up ready for an expansion first.
He was actually queuing up 3 SCVs at once, and I'm thinking, what the hell is he doing? But I suppose if he's going for fast expansion, it doesn't matter in any way, shape, or form at this point. It's well-timed by the looks of it. He deliberately queues them up, so that's a nice little bit of building right here, and it looks like he's going to start his expansion on around 15 to 16 supply.
And on the other hand, we have ThorZaIN saving up money for now for his command center. Is going to get the barracks first. So in terms of builds, we do have a slight advantage already for mOoNan, because he will be able to get the orbital command up a lot faster. Or not up, orbital command faster, the 2 orbital commands up faster.
Yeah, that is indeed true. But we'll see how he manages to pull that one off. It's an interesting deviation initially. ThorZaIN perhaps expecting some kind of early aggression. He certainly can't really apply it, not with only one barracks, and the distance between the bases on this map is quite large.
Yeah, and I think the way that these players have actually spawned, I think it's going to favor slightly to mOoNan, simply because the way that ThorZaIN natural is positioned here, it's going to be a lot easier for mOoNan to go ahead and drop it. Especially as the game advances into the mid stages, you're going to have to expand to a third base, and once you do, then your back is going to be very vulnerable.
Yep, it's a problem, and Crevasse is known for drop play, particularly in TVT, as a result of that very exposed back natural expansion, which can't really be attacked by any other means. It's got to be done by the air. So we will no doubt see some drop play at some point in this particular game. Second barracks going down for ThorZaIN right now. We're not looking for any early mech styling.
No, he's only got the one gas as well, so it looks like he will be just going for these barracks first and then adding on the factory a little bit later, where on the other hand we have mOoNan going for double refining straight away, and we'll be looking to get up to a factory ASAP as soon as he gets that 100.
Yeah, we'll see what he decides to do with that. Some kind of early Hellion harass, obviously looking for drops as well. Possibility of Banshee play. That's the thing about TVT. There's all sorts of things you can do with double refineries early on, particularly when you've got this delicious Vespene geyser right here at the back as well that you can grab.
And we have another barracks going down now for ThorZaIN. 3 in total. Tech Lab beginning on the first barracks, and it looks like he most likely will be getting stim straight away as he's starting to save up the gas. And then we have mOoNan, who's coming up to 100 now and is going to be throwing down that factory very, very shortly, I presume. There we go.
Yep, factory down right here for mOoNan, and we'll see what he decides to do with that. The positioning, it's not really telling, is it? I mean, it is quite close to this edge right here, but it doesn't seem to be a practical reason for that. There's the scan, and ThorZaIN did see the factory. Yeah,
he knows exactly what's going on, and ThorZaIN actually has gone for the combat shields first, and this upgrade is obviously a lot faster, it's cheaper, and if you are going to do any aggression early on or do a little bit of pressure, then it's probably better to get that combat shield. So we might be seeing some use of that combat shield. In terms of value, I think combat shield and stim are very equal, just because of the differences between them.
It is an intriguing build, actually. You don't see all that many people open up with combat shield, even in TVT, honestly. And what is the practical use for that in early Terran versus Terran?
Well, stim takes so long, and because they're of equal value, because it's cheaper, it builds faster, and he'll be able to basically make a lot of good use from it straight away. And as it's equal to Stim, we'll be able to do a lot of damage or take a lot of damage depending on what his plan is. And he's just going to go ahead and pressure the destructible debris here, even forcing a double bunker being put down here for mOoNan.
Oh yeah, it's actually 3 in total right there. That's a lot of early investment, honestly, in bunkers. Admittedly, you can salvage them, but still, that's money he could have been spending on other things. mOoNan's actually pulling a lot off there, so he's believing early pressure is coming in, and that's exactly what ThorZaIN was threatening to do at any rate. But there's no real way ThorZaIN can attack that kind of line.
Yeah, ThorZaIN's definitely not looking to actually do any major damage. And look at this, so smart by mOoNan, actually gets an SCV into the main base of ThorZaIN. And we'll be able to go ahead and scout everything, sees the engineering bay, sees the factory and the reactor on it. Very smart to slip that SCV into the base that soon.
It was very, very sneaky indeed. Missiles are coming up the back at ThorZaIN's natural expansion right here. That's to be expected, considering mOoNan is actually going for Tech Labs, so we can expect to see Banshee play, I would think, quite shortly.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, there goes the cloak research. We are going to see some Banshees out, and I think that ThorZaIN's in a little bit of a lead already. I mean, he has such a superior army count already, and he's got the engineering base starting that +1, and we'll be able to add on turrets to necessary areas if he feels that Banshee play is going to be a threat, and he's already started to add on medivacs also. Yeah,
that's going to be dangerous, honestly. And, of course, adding the medivacs is going to give him major drop capability. And right now, mOoNan's not really in a position to respond to that. He could be by the time that it starts to become a threat. But with Banshees coming out and, of course, siege tank play, mOoNan really can't afford a huge number of tanks. He's only got 1 up so far. And really, he's not going to be able to cover everything. And even if he does, obviously, if you drop on top of a tank or you drop your Marines in the middle of the line, the tank ends up shelling them, then you're also going to lose SCVs one way or the other. So he's going to need something to shut that down.
And because, as you mentioned, he's so gas-intensive right now, he's spending so much gas, he must have had a lot of minerals and decided to get that 3rd orbital command inside his base so that he can just get a bit of a better economy and get that 3rd base up and ready to expand once it's safe to do so, once siege tech has been complete. And now we do have a Banshee floating outside the area of ThorZaIN. Will he be able to go and do any damage? I don't think so. Stim is now done as well.
No, definitely not then. At least it's very, very close to being done at any rate. ThorZaIN is a good 50 seconds or so off that. But at the end of the day, the missile turret is there, so the Banshee is effectively shut down for the moment. It did a little bit of poking action, but ThorZaIN already moving to intercept and actually forcing the cloak right there from mOoNan. So that's a lot of energy gone immediately, and that Banshee is, for the most part, not all that much of a threat.
I mean, looking at the unit count now, 45 SCVs for mOoNan versus 50, and now this 3rd base is up and running. ThorZaIN with a notable lead already. mOoNan has invested a lot in Cloak, invested a lot in the Banshee, but hasn't really been able to do any form of harassment with it, and especially if he gets a turret up on this 3rd base ASAP, the Banshee's going to be pretty useless.
Yep, to be honest, I think it will be anyway. It's actually running very, very low on cloaking energy. It's gone 15 and falling rapidly as ThorZaIN is moving to intercept, and there's a quick scan, and he takes it. Nice play there by ThorZaIN.
Yeah, ThorZaIN really in a commanding lead here. mOoNan not being able to do anything. And we do have a lot of tanks now and Marines for mOoNan, but he is falling a little bit behind in the upgrade. Stim not too far away from finishing, hasn't got the combat shield. +1 is not too far away for him. And now he goes ahead and takes this 3rd base. And he'll slowly try to push forward, but I think there's just too many units for ThorZaIN here with this a little bit of a lead, but looks like we could see an engagement here.
I think so, and it'll be interesting to see the siege tank placement here. It's not bad for ThorZaIN, and it's going to be a little bit of a standoff, I would think. ThorZaIN's not going to bother going in there. He knows he'll be shelled by siege tank fire, so he doesn't want to go anywhere near that. It was well timed for mOoNan going in with the +1 and the Stim just completing as he went into the engagement, but this is going to be a standoff for the moment.
Yeah, ThorZaIN starting +1 armor now, so he's a little bit ahead of that, and mOoNan unseizes, and it looks like he's just going to try to get in a bit of a better position, and is going to be able to rain fire onto that tank.
Ah, yes, indeed. It comes down to who controls that Xel'Naga watchtower for the vision. There's the quick scan, and mOoNan actually takes his first tank kill, and ThorZaIN's infantry taking significant losses, so ThorZaIN having to pull back there once again. Is he going for this? He actually is. ThorZaIN needs to split up immediately. It's a good split right there. Look at the flanking attack right here by ThorZaIN as he sweeps around and cleans it up.
Wow, that made that look very easy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Combat shields, better upgrades, and now with the medivacs, it's going to push down, and mOoNan could be in a lot of trouble. He doesn't really have anything here.
He's got a lot of Marines, certainly, but he is lacking in the combat shield upgrade, which is not good. That's only just started for him. Here's the tank deployment, and uncombat shielded Marines, yeah, they tend to fall apart quite quickly against that kind of siege tank fire. He drives into the 3rd base of mOoNan. He forces that command center out. He might even kill it, and down it goes. Very nicely played. Now ThorZaIN's lead has been solidified. Yeah,
and all ThorZaIN has to do now is just sit here, really. Control this base, control the ramp of mOoNan. There's nothing he can do. Still hasn't got combat shield. That's so far away from actually finishing. And that's pretty bad for him now. And now he's going to take ThorZaIN. He's going to take the Xel'Nagatao. Has complete vision of everything now. And a very dominating lead. And it's going to be very hard for mOoNan to try and break this.
Yeah, mOoNan's been forced into a defensive posture, which is fine. I mean, mOoNan is very well equipped to deal with that. The problem is that ThorZaIN will take advantage of it and will no doubt expand a macro up to the maximum. He's got 6 barracks coming down right here because, hey, why the hell not? Marine tank. He's got more tanks coming out. He just built another factory. It's looking very good. He's got another factory coming in as well. He's going to be building 3 tanks simultaneously. That's the kind of ThorZaIN that we know with the heavy mech style along with the Marines. And, of course, the medevac's backing it up. Here he goes for another charge. The splitting from ThorZaIN is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, there's just not enough tanks. There's not enough Marines to kind of take some damage here before ThorZaIN runs in. It looks like he's just going to walk into the base now. More tanks going down.
Bang! What can I say about that one? ThorZaIN is just so very good when it comes to splitting up his forces. He takes minimal losses from the tanks. He does not fear tanks. He does not fear SCVs. He certainly doesn't fear the Marines of his opponent, mOoNan. And ThorZaIN chewing through those production facilities with tanks in the back as well. GG, ladies and gentlemen. What a commanding start right there for ThorZaIN.
That must be a great confidence boost. I mean, he didn't even wait for his +2 to finish or anything. He just went in with what he had and took that down quite easily. But mOoNan going for a very gas-intensive build, going for cloaked Banshees, but not having any use of them whatsoever, killing about 2 SCVs with it. A lot of wasted money there, and that really showed in the late stages of that game.
Yeah, so much for drop play on the crevasse right there. Air didn't even come into it, really. So nicely played there by ThorZaIN, who will be very confident, I would think, going to the second map, which will, of course, be the one and only Metalopolis. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the IGN Pro League Season 2. More StarCraft action coming your way very soon. Don't go anywhere.